from a fallout shelter somewhere under Seattle, Washington. It's the show you've been waiting for. Get ready to join your hosts, John and Kenric, as they talk comics, movies, and more. Now here's Spoiler Country!
Do the fucking intro.
There it is.
Do it. No.
There it is.
Do it right, goddammit. When you stopped doing the intro, I got so annoyed.
What?
When you stopped doing the intro and we just went to like the calmness, I was like, go back to the right stuff.
I had people complain like it's too much.
Fuck them. I like it. Do it. And
all right, welcome back to Spoiler Country. I'm Kenric, and that is Mr. Horsley. And today on the show, well, we're going to talk a little bit of AI, aren't we?
AI, computer stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, be a little geeky on this one. I was perusing the old social media, and I don't know. I'm not going to say anybody's name, even though I actually agree with him in a lot of ways. I don't think I wholeheartily agree.
I agree. I agree
with what
to an
he's saying.
extent. Yeah.
Yeah. What did he? I want to say exactly what he said.
He'll know exactly who it is too.
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean,
so I'm pretty sure he listens. I'm pretty sure he listens to this show every now and then.
Yeah. I
have it right here. I can read it to you.
What is it?
I have it.
Oh, yeah, you go ahead and read it.
It says, if you used AI art for promotion, used it for writing, stop lying.
Right. And I can 100% understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
And to a large degree, I agree. And I think it's in context of if you're using AI for promotion and still passing it off as you not saying that you're using AI for their stuff, then yeah, you're using it for everything.
Well, it depends on what
saying that you're not.
It depends on what you define AI for promotion as, right? If you're using AI as promotion to create your promotional graphics, to create all your promotional write-ups and everything,
that's what I'm thinking of.
Then more than likely, but if you're using AI to help you with layouts on your promotional stuff, because let's be honest, not everybody is good at making a eye-catching promotional graphic or knows somebody who can do it, and so they get ideas from it. Now, if you're just making it do it and not learning from it, I don't like that. I'm fine with people using AI to learn. I'm not fine with people using AI for art. Like, I don't like that. I don't like people using AI to write their stories for them. I don't like AI doing the creative process of stuff.
Well, the fact that the AI is going through a training, it's going to choose a style of writing. It's going to choose a style of art. Yeah. And so you're effectively just stealing from whoever style that it's chosen to emulate.
Right. But if you're using AI to like assist you with like admin work, like that's what it's meant for, right? In my opinion.
Well, yeah. I think you and I come from a different school of thought because we're forced to use AI, for lack of a better term, at work on a daily basis. And if you don't use it and you don't learn it, you're not going to be there very long.
Yeah, there's in my profession, there's no way I can't use it. But again, I'm not using it for. I'm not using it to make art. Yeah, I'm not using it to make art. I'm not using it to make graphics. I'm not using it to write stories for me or write plot points for me. I'm using it in business and for programming and for like documentation and like summarizations and stuff like that.
Note taking, action lists.
Yeah. And the biggest thing that I train my team on for using AI is like AI is a tool to use. You can't trust it 100%. You have to review what it does for you. Whether it's code, whether it's like checking your code or it's summarizing an email or it's summarizing data. Like I work in the tax space, right? And AI is notoriously bad at calculating taxes. And it just is.
Well, because it probably doesn't know down to the nth detail that's the thing. Because you guys go from like federal to state to city, county, and it's like all of the layers that are there.
Yeah, and sales tax in general is so incredibly complex. that
so
AI
stupid.
just,
It should not be.
it shouldn't be, but it is. It's one of the most complex math things out there, which is why companies make
Math
billions
things,
of
all the math.
dollars, all the math things. So like on the team, we use AI to like for efficiency and for data processing and stuff like that. But I'm always like, yeah, we use it, we do it, but you got to check what it's doing. And I like to we use AI at work, not necessarily to like process the data for like, run this person's taxes for them. We use it to help us create, to create and maintain programs that we write to do that for us. So then it's done programmatically and not through AI, because I have found the difference is AI will like change the math it's doing on calculations just because it thinks it's right, versus when it's programmatically, I can control exactly what it's doing because I know in these situations with these variables, it's always going to do this. Whereas AI makes assumptions, and it's those assumptions you can't trust. But using it to build the programs and to adjust the programs that do the math is where the power comes in. But yeah, like you were saying, in my field specifically, like we're not an AI. My company's not an AI company. We're not like we're not going to replace people with AI, but our focus is we use AI in what we do to enhance what we're currently doing.
Well, in the corporate world, AI tool sets are basically the new Outlook.
Yeah.
You can't, if you have a white collar job, for lack of a better term, and you're in a corporate world, you are affected.
Green collar.
Yeah. You are affected by AI, whether you want it to be or not. And if you don't learn it and you don't start using it, you're not, there's a bloodletting that's coming in the corporate world.
It's already happening. And it's stupid. And I don't agree with it. I saw a quote that I noted down to bring up on this to talk about it because it made sense to me. All these big companies like Amazon, Google, Microsoft are laying people off in the thousands and replacing them and straight up just replacing them with AI. And I've read a couple of developers are talking about it, and they're like, look, yes, a developer can use AI and get 10 times more work done in a day than he was beforehand. But that AI by itself cannot do 10 times more work because there's nobody to tell it what to do.
Yeah.
You have nobody orchestrating what the AI is supposed to do. And when you lay off all the people, the AI is not going to be able to do all that stuff. So
I think go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. I was saying you need to have somebody that does it. Yeah.
I think the concept though is creating what's called AI agents. Mm-hmm. Agents like Anthropic and Open AI and all these other, and they all have these agents that you can build that are autonomous in what they do, and you can have a few people do the work of 100 people because they can write out these set scripts of instructions for these guys just to go out and do all the work. And I think that's what they're banking on. The problem is that if you don't have the right people in place and don't have the oversight to make sure things are correct, you can run amok. I'm in telecommunications, and obviously companies are wanting to use AI, and it's going to get into all these different levels of the network and of subscribers and what they're doing, and I'm always concerned that it could be customer impacting, and then. But I have strong feelings about a lot of things on the way things are done. Like, I feel like if you're a service-based company and you are generating money off the backs of whatever country you're in, like if you're in the UK and you're 99% of your customer base is UK based, or if you're in America and 99% of your customers are things, I don't think you should be allowed to outsource more than like 5% of your workforce. You shouldn't be going to third world countries and all of your, most of your workforce is there because they can.
Yeah.
Cheaper. And it's like, cheaper. But you're making all your money off of these other people and you're not employing them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I talk to Kaylee about this all the time, and it's because we've all been at companies, that have laid off people and replaced them in India. Like I had a good friend of mine at a previous job who by himself wrote one of the biggest engines they use for for data. And then 2 years later, they laid him off and replaced him with a team of 6 in India for less money than they're paying him.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't think you should be able to call yourself an American company if most of your workforce is overseas. And I 100% think that if you are an American company and you're going to go overseas to India, to the Philippines, to wherever to hire somebody, you either need to pay them the
Pay
same
a head
rate.
tax.
Well,
Or pay a giant head tax.
yeah, you need to pay the employee in India the same pay rate you're going to pay somebody in America, or you pay the difference in taxes. Like, you should not be able to go and replace one American job with 4 or 5 people in India, and all that savings does not get passed on to anybody else. It just gets passed on to the company, because these companies don't lower their prices because they save money on employees.
Nope.
That doesn't happen. Like,
nope. If anything, they try to raise until they find that spot where people stop paying.
Yep.
And they'll keep it there until they feel like they can do it again.
Well, it's like the whole tariffs refunds, right? All these companies are getting refunds for their tariffs, but the companies didn't pay their tariffs. The customers did, because the companies raised their prices, and so now all these companies are getting money back, and they're not giving to the customers.
Nope. And they're not lowering those taxes. They're not lowering those prices either.
No, I do love Card Against Humanity, though. When they sent out an email to all their customers back when it was first ruled to be illegal, basically saying, like, and it said, we are putting in for the refund. If you bought something from us, we're going to send the money straight to you. We're not keeping shit. This is your money.
Cards Against Humanity did that?
Yep.
That's
they said
cool.
They said if any money comes back, we'll send it back to all of you guys, because this is not our money. This is your money.
Yeah.
And that's what every fucking company should be doing. Like,
yeah. Actually, the government shouldn't even be giving it to them. They should be putting it into tax refunds.
Yeah, it should all go to refunds for all because it's not the company's money.
Yeah.
It's our money. But that's a whole different tangent.
getting back on, that's a whole different tangent. Get ourselves in trouble. Getting back on the AI thing.
Yeah.
The independent comic book world is strictly against it. I don't think and the people that are for it, that are using it, they are quickly shouted out. You know what I mean? And I get it, because a lot of it, dude, I'm on year 2 working on book 3 and 4 for a Supernatural Baby Detective, because it takes me forever to write it out and to storyboard everything and have it the way I want it to look. And now on issues 3 and 4, I'm really trying to think about the scene and then rewrite it, because I'm noticing, like, I'm watching different things and I'm reading different things, and I'm starting to get annoyed when somebody has an irrational reaction to something.
Oh,
not that, yeah. and they're and it's like nuts. Okay, for example, if you've watched the series From,
good show.
I watched From when it first came out, and then I lost my MGM account because it was on MGM streaming service. Yeah. And then I think during the time or right before it happened, they got bought out by Amazon, and then they got mixed it, but then the MGM account went, it was all this weird stuff. Anyways, I couldn't, so I had to do it through Amazon, and I watched the first 2 seasons, and then I thought it got canceled.
So did I.
Because it took like 2 years for season 3 to come out, and now season 4 is just started, which is great. But so I'm behind. So I'm watching season 3. So because I didn't watch it for like 2 years, I went back and rewatched season 1 and 2 so I could remember everything that happened. And I think it's the very first episode or the second episode. The daughter, Julie, they have this whole thing. And I'm not going to go into what the whole thing's about, but they have to choose where they're going to live. Either they're going to live in town or they're going to live in Colony House. Right, which is up on the hill, which is this big mansion and blah, blah, blah. She just got into this horrific accident. She just had all this stuff happened. She's with her family. She's only 17. And they let her choose if she's going to live in town or in Colony House.
Right.
Her little brother, her dad, and her mom all choose in town, and then she chooses Colony House. It made no sense.
Yeah.
And
it made no sense because they weren't in like a big argument or a fight. She just chose differently, and there was like no real explanation.
She was being a typical brat as a teenage girl.
Yeah.
And the fact that these adults like, no, she made a choice. It's like, that's my kid, and my kid's going where I'm saying they're going. Especially when they're only 17, and at the time they don't know that they're stuck in this weird pocket universe thing.
Right.
So it's like it just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Make it make sense. And so I'm like, it bothered me. So now I'm thinking, that scene specifically made me go back and think of things and make me want to rewrite certain things and look at how characters are reacting. And then is it in line with how their characters have been built up to that point? You know, thinking of their history that you might not know that dictates their decision making, right? I know it because I built the character sheets for each person that I'm doing. And I got to make sure that they're making sense as they walk through the storyline. AI won't do that. It's not building a character backstory unless you're. I mean, you can do it. You can feed all that stuff into it, and make it work. And I would, if the person that's using it knows how to use it, you're not going to be able to tell it came from AI.
Yeah.
Not on the writing.
Right.
None of it's done correctly and ran through and things. But I think it's soulless, and it takes the joy of what you're doing out of it.
It does. So like, I mean, as you say, if someone uses AI in art or in writing, it's easily detectable. Like you can see it for the most part right away.
If they're lazy about it.
Right. Even if you're not lazy about it, like if it's a single image of art, right? That's easy. It's sometimes they can get it to where it's harder to detect. But if they're making a whole comic in AI with sequentials, like you're going to be able to tell, because unless they're extremely diligent when they generate those images for each panel and page, there's going to be variances, and more so than just art variances. And like I am fully against AI in art and AI in like writing and scripting. I
don't see the point in it.
I don't. It's so the point people will say is like, well, I'm a young struggling writer and I can't afford an artist, so I used AI to make my comic. Okay, that's fine, but like you're missing a whole huge chunk of what the creative process and what creating a piece of work like that is, because you know you'll argue like, oh, just using AI is the same as like using Photoshop, it's just using a tool, but it's not. It's more than that, because when it comes to creative processing stuff, it's pulling from sources from other creators, not as inspiration, but to copy them. And like I've heard people argue online about AI, like, oh, well, you know, every artist uses inspiration. I'm like, yeah, these inspiration to hone their skills, not to steal from.
Right.
As they should. So I don't think. I mean, AI is not going anywhere, right? It's not disappearing. It's going to stay. Like it's here. Like people aren't going to go. Especially because AI helps people make money. People aren't going to go, oh, let's get rid of AI because it's bad for creative people.
Oh, no, the Pandora's box is open.
Yeah, it's open. But I think as a creative world and as creators like you and I are, and a lot of our listeners are, like if you're going to use AI for anything in your creative process, be open about it. Don't hide it. And understand that that's going to give you an asterisk on your work, right? You're going to be Roger Marison 61 and 61. You're going to have an asterisk, right? Like used AI for this. Now,
right. If there's an audience out there too that don't care.
Yeah, there's a huge audience that does not give a shit. And that's fine. And that's fine. I don't think we should shun people who use AI for art or for writing. Like, but I think it should be.
I'm not going to respect the medium as much.
No, I'm not going to respect what they created as much. I mean, I might read it and go like, well, this is, I can tell or whatever. And if I know it's AI, I probably won't buy it at all. But there's a space for everything. And just because I don't like it doesn't mean they shouldn't do it. I don't want them to do it, but that's, neither here nor there. But I think, and this is going to piss off some people, and I know that by saying this out loud, there is a space in the creative world for AI to exist and for creators to use AI, but that's not in creating their artwork, and it's not in writing stories. I think
you can use it for organization.
Organization, yes. So that's where I'm going. Organizing stuff. Or like one of the things that I've used AI for, because I don't have time to go back and read 6,000 pages that I've written and created, or I don't have time all the time to go back and read the last 27 issues of Jolie and Only that I've written and made. I have all the scripts. I have a Notebook LM set up with all of my scripts. It's a private Notebook LM is like a private Google thing where it's
Right.
it only has access to what you have put in there. I did research on it and hopefully it's correct. But I have all 26 scripts in there as different PDF files. And if I'm like, I'll be writing, I'm like, I think I've talked about this before. I can just go to that and say, hey, in what issue, what page did I talk about Jolene and Only on a soapbox? And it'll come back and tell me where I did things which helps me make connections as I'm writing more. Or I can go, one thing that's fun to do is like, I know what I think about my characters, right? I know how I think like Jolene Only or Calvarina or Irv or them, they're how they are. But one thing that's fun to do and is just to go like, hey, analyze these issues and tell me what the motivations for this character are, what they're talking about, and then just kind of read what it says back, and then I can go back and reread those issues and say, oh, is that what I'm pushing out? Is that what they're actually saying? Stuff like that.
Right.
I use it a lot for like to research into my own stuff,
Right.
And I use it to create programs for myself to automate all the boring shit. Like with the use of Fast API, React, TypeScript, Claude, and some AI stuff, I've built an entire, and I showed it to you last time, I built an entire web app that allows me to, once I have it drawn, I use Notion to track everything what I'm doing. I can just post it to the web, my web comics, in one fell swoop. I can post all of my comics at once that are done, ready to go, without having to go through and manually do them. And I think using AI in those aspects for the automated, the back end stuff and the
you're using it in an administrative context.
yeah, I think
It's
administrative
not part of
context.
your actual creative development in any way.
No.
Yeah.
There, I did have an idea for an AI comic, but it's not an AI. I'll talk about it in a minute, but it's not like an AI comic, but it's an AI. So I had an idea for an issue of Joel and Only where it's Joel and Only goes into the AI world.
Yeah.
And actually, I'll talk about it now. What I wanted to do with this, I wanted to have,
Right.
I was going to write the whole issue, all 24 pages. I was going to write the whole issue, how I was going to do it. And then I was going to feed it into AI and have it rewrite the issue. And then I was going to have it rewrite the issue like 2 or 3 times, just so it gets more and more like ridiculous. And then I was going to go through like probably each iteration and then my original script, and then combine them a little bit, combine the ridiculous shit out of the AI, and then just make commentary on why you shouldn't use AI for writing and creative stuff throughout the issue. I talked that
put
idea
it through different ones.
Right, that's what I was going to do. I was going to put different AIs. I talked about that idea. I talked about that idea to somebody, and I can't remember who it was at the moment, but this is like a year or two ago. Actually, no, I know who it was now, but I won't say their name. And they basically told me that that was using AI to recreate your creative stuff, and then you shouldn't do that. And that's horrible, and the whole thing. And I'm like, but you're missing the point. The whole point of that is to make commentary on how using AI and stuff is not okay, and here's why.
Yeah,
that's the whole point. It's a commentary on it, but like I get it because you're using AI to make it, but it's not. The use of the AI isn't the point. It's the point of it is this is why you shouldn't do it.
Well, it would be an interesting exercise if you created the whole comic yourself and then had AI rewrite it, and then have the next AI rewrite it, and have the next AI rewrite it, and you use that as like you put it out as one big book. The first one is the original, and then this is what it is. Or you can do it as a you wouldn't even have to put it out. You could do that and have it free and have it as a social commentary of this is what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and like, well, I could, I would, because all the Joel and Only issues get put out on the website for free. You can buy the issue, but all the pages get put out for free to read.
Yeah, it'd be I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah,
you're not, especially if you put it out for free. You're not charging anything. You're not, you know what I mean? And people would see the difference.
Yeah,
which would be interesting to see.
It's it's on my list of things to do once I get past my probably I've got two storylines for John and Lily I'm still working on, but it'd be after
Well, the
that.
sad thing is it'll take you a week to do, or it'd take you a while to get yours done, the original script drawn and everything done, and then it'll take you 2 minutes to do the rest.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the funny part. It's like, ugh. But I
Yeah,
mean, the other ones would be definitely not as good,
yeah.
or maybe they'd be better because who knows? John and Only is an interesting story. So
So I think for me to take the takeaway on this whole conversation is there's some nuances. AI is not going away. You need to learn to live in a world that it is there. You're going to have to live with that. Um, don't use it. I don't think we should be using it for creative processes, especially for in the art world, creative writing, art, actual drawing, painting, all that kind of stuff. I don't think it should be used in those contexts. Um, it's touchy to mention if you've used AI tools because people
right.
just assume that you're using it for the creative process, and I don't think that's true. You know what I mean? I think what our original thought process, the original quote that we mentioned at the beginning, I think he's specifically referring to people that are using it in promotion and then trying to say, I don't use it for any, because that's part of the creative process to me. How you're promoting your book and how
Yeah.
you're showing it and how it is, that's all part of it. And if you're using a tool like AI that embellishes and then steals, for lack of a better term, from other creators to promote your stuff, then you probably are using it to write.
Here's the thing to remember though too. Like if you are writing and drawing or have a team and you are creating your artwork, comic, all not using AI, and then you hire a company to do your marketing for
Yeah.
you, they're going to use AI.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
That's the thing, dude.
you're
All these
not going to hire,
companies are
yeah,
using it now.
you're not going to get a marketing company who's not using AI to make your marketing
Oh,
materials. So
that is so
like
true now.
you have to remember like
Oh,
what's better, you using AI yourself to make your marketing materials or paying a company to do it for you? Like
oh, you
they're just
just
going to do the same
asked
shit.
a morality and ethical question right there. And it's
Yep.
something that I think we all have to look at each other and think about that. Either because if you're hiring somebody, unless you're hiring an independent person that's only one
Yeah.
guy that's doing all of it, then I
Yeah.
could get it.
That's yeah, and that's different. But if you're hiring a company, they're using AI.
Like
They're
a
using
real
it.
good company that's been around for a long time that knows how to market. Do you think Marvel's not using AI to market their stuff?
Oh, all of
Or
those
DC
all of
or
them are.
Image or IDW or any of them?
Yeah, all those companies use AI. They do. I can promise you that now. But
That,
they use
yeah.
it.
Hopefully they're not using
But
it in the books.
no, I don't. There's been some talk. There's been some like people caught using AI in the books for Marvel and DC. But uh,
That's crazy.
if for the most part they're using it in the smart way, like for it. But yeah. Oh, and there's my camera went off, so it's time to go.
Well, you could just turn it off for a second and
Oh, it
turn it
came
back
back.
on.
Turn off, came back. Let's see if that works. Turn it off.
Give it a
Okay.
minute. I mean, we could talk while you're
Yeah.
yeah,
Eh,
I think it's a weird it's definitely a it's definitely a weird time, man.
It's a weird time. We're over here now.
There you go.
On my not as good stream
It still
cam.
looks decent though.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
Well, no, I'm just saying Zoom has really upgraded their camera
Up,
work.
up their game, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, it's probably a
we're
good
gonna
time
we're
anyways.
gonna we're gonna get so much shit for this episode. People are gonna the takeaway people are gonna get isn't the takeaway we're given. They're gonna go like, oh well, Kenric or John like to use AI in their comics. Like that's not what we're fucking saying, bro. Like what we're saying
No,
is
no. I don't use it for marketing. I don't use it for creative processes. And honestly, I don't think I haven't used it for anything within my creative process or even my organization because I already have everything organized of how I need it. And that
yeah.
was yeah. But
The only thing I use it
it,
for is what I mentioned. I use it for like the big stories. I'll have it search for me and find things for me
yeah,
because I don't want to go through and read 5,000 pages to find where I forgot something at.
right. Yeah, it's all weird, man. I mean, it's it's a tool. You just have to use it the right way.
Yeah.
But it's not hitting any of the writing, any of my shitty writing. It's not hitting any of the
Your
artwork.
writing's not shitty. I like your writing. Shut up.
My shitty writing. Anyways, I would never use it for any kind of visual material or nothing visual, nothing language based, nothing of writing would ever be touched by AI in something that I'm creating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even on the promotional side, like if I have my own stuff and I can dictate the promotion, then I'm always going to go on the side of having a human do it. Simply because I want the experience. I love the team. I love working within a team and being on a team.
Yeah.
Which
Same.
you're not going to get. When you use AI at work, you can start to feel like you're kind of in a vacuum. You're not communicating with people. You're not, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, just do this. And the scary thing at work is a lot of times you feel like you're just training this thing to take your job.
Yeah. Yep.
So, I don't need to do that in my personal life on top.
There's real quick, I got a couple minutes left where I got to go, but there's a lot of people who are sabotaging AI at work so it can't take their job. And there's a lot of pushback from that, which is like, that's very punk rock. I like to make sure it works. So before I agreed to use AI at work, I had a talk with our C-level team about it. And I was like, well, what is our goal with using AI here? Because like, I'm not going to use AI or make my team use AI if we're just going to replace them with AI. Like, if that's anywhere close to the goal, then I will refuse right now, and you can just let me go. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And we had a long talk, and it was mostly I'm in a smaller company, and the whole process is like, look, we don't want to replace anybody, but we need to be able to not hire a ton of people we don't need. And I'm like, I get that. Like it's basically we need to streamline the processes we're doing, not replace somebody's job. I'm like, okay, if we're just streamlining and we have tons of work to do, and we're not like trying to make my team smaller because my team's already small, then we'll use AI in spaces where I think we should use AI. But I'm not using it. I'm not going to do its use for everything because I'm not going to AI and automate people out of a job.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense. I unfortunately don't work for a small company, and I don't have that luxury.
Yeah, you don't have that choice.
They'll just replace the whole team.
Let's like
whatever. Yeah. So we have to play a game, and that's okay. I mean, it is what it is.
It is.
And honestly, if I can make it another 6 years, 7 years, and get the kiddo through high school and out on her own in some capacity, then I won't feel as.
Yeah.
I'll be like, okay, if I lose my job, I'll find something. It might not be what I want, but I'll have something going on.
Yeah. And with that, we're out.
We are out. Thanks for joining us. Tune in next time when John pierces something.
Sure. Live in the air.
Sure.
My taint. See ya.